everybody, my name is Luke, and welcome back to Danganronpa, Chapter 5. We're about to head on to the investigation, and we're also going to do a trial in this episode, so this might be a relatively long episode, because trials last typically 2 hours, so if the video's not 2 hours, then that means there's a little twist. But, okay, so, and we just learned, yeah, we're on a reality TV show by the looks of it, so, yeah. And by the looks of it, everyone thinks our dead body is Kyoko, but I don't think it's Kyoko. Let me get to the body. Yeah, I know. We gotta do some investigation time now. Okay, let me do some investigation time. Let's do this. Dead body. If we check the body one more thoroughly, maybe they'll find out for sure if it's Kyoko or not. I want to check the tattoo, definitely. Or whatever that is. Huh? Something weird about the body's fingernails. Oh, these are fake nails. They're really long. They seem like they get in the way of a normal activity. Fake nails have been added to the truth bullet section. There's also something on the back of their right hand. Is this a tattoo? It got burned, so I can't make out what the thing is, but looks like this is a picture of a dog or something. I've never seen anything like it before. Getting these truth bullets already left and right. Now, it's wet. Oh, yeah. It's wet because we put fire on it. That's why it's wet. Okay. The lower half of the body, I guess? No, the body didn't get wet at all. After the body blew up, the top half got set on fire, so I dumped a bucket of water on it, which explains why the bottom half isn't wet. There's nothing strange about that, right? No, this was the stab one, wasn't it? The white jacket with this totally got burnt up. There's only one little piece left. Yes. The combat knife here. There's a knife laying on the ground. Is this? It must be the knife that was stuck in the body before it exploded. The force of the explosion must have thrown it over here. The Monokuma fossil, the knife went all the way through the body from the front to the back. Does that mean this knife is what caused the fatal injury? Either way, this knife, it really looks familiar. Wait, is this? That's it. It's the knife the person was holding. This is getting really weird. There are just too many strange coincidences. Okay, whoever the person in the mask was that attacked me last night, they were holding that knife. Oh, that same knife was used to stab that same masked attacker was found here. Was this kill Kyoko? So maybe this masked person got stabbed because when they attacked, I was in kind of a strange trance. Maybe I was reacted by grabbing the knife. And maybe then and this really is Kyoko. It would mean Kyoko was the one that attacked me. But why the mask? I just don't know. I don't remember anything clearly from last night. No, it can't be. There's no way. No, I think Kyoko's the one that killed this guy. That seems like the more logical reason why, right? I already explored that stuff. This is, sure, chicken coop, I guess. Yeah, they're still there. Wait, 4? What's going on, Makoto? I'm glad you're here. Listen, do you remember how many chickens there were in here? Of course, there were precisely 5. Yeah, right. What's wrong? There's 4 now. There's only 4 chickens here now. We're 1 short. Huh? That's so weird. I wonder when it disappeared. I was down here just before nighttime last night, and there were definitely 5 chickens then. What are we gonna do? Going from 5 to 4 is gonna have an impact on the structure of this world. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. Even if one single piece disappears, the entire world will remain unfinished. Yeah. A chicken coop. Yeah, that's gonna help us. That's gonna help us. Any weapons in the tool shed used by chance? Maybe the, oh, a tarp. Examine the tarp, please. The top is wet and covered with mud and grime, but the underside, it's still clean and completely dry. One side of the tarp is wet and dirty. Something about that bothers me. That's the one thing in here that concerns me. Okay. Biyaka, what do you guys say about this? Good timing, Makoto. I want to talk to you. What do you want to talk to me about? I'd like to hear your alibi. Alibi? Correct, I'd love to hear what you were doing after nighttime began last night. Well, I was sick, so I was asleep all night. Why are you asking about that now? What's nighttime got to do with it? Isn't it obvious the murder took place after nighttime? How can you know that for sure? Because just after nighttime began, I came to the garden. I was going around looking for everyone so I could tell them about Monokuma. Harold's been spending most of his time in the garden the last few days, so I figured he'd be here. And I can confirm when I arrived last night, there was nobody here. In other words, so the murder could have only taken place at some point during nighttime after I left the garden. However, Toko, Hiro, Hina, and I were in the gym together the entire last night. What? Once I found Hiro in the garden, we immediately went to Toko and Hina's room to get them. At that point, we all went to the gym and began dismantling Monokuma. Out of precaution, we made sure not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. In other words, all 4 of us have airtight alibis. The only ones who don't have alibis are me and Kyoko. Right. If the victim really is Kyoko, then I'm the only one without an alibi. Also, when we went to get Hina and Toko, we stopped by your room as well. What? But you never came to the door, so where precisely were you? I'm telling you the truth, I was in my room, but I was dead asleep. I had a fever, so that's hardly an alibi. I know. So what now? You seem to be at quite the disadvantage here. I'm the only one without an alibi. That's really bad, isn't it? I'm fucked. Okay, well, did I murder? Wait, can I murder without knowing? Hey, Hey, what do you think? Listen, Makoto, do you remember how the body looked, before it blew up? If I remember right, it was wearing some kind of mask and a big white coat. Also, there was a knife sticking out of the stomach, and the area around it was stained with blood. Apparently, the wound had stopped bleeding, but the blood on the body was still wet. Byakuya said not to touch it, avoid it getting all bloody. But for how much blood there was on the body, I didn't see any on the ground around it.
Okay.
Oh, thanks. That was a big help. Now that you explained it, I totally remember how it looked. Well, having to talk about it, that helped me remember it a lot better, too. So, thank you, too. This is a weird one. Hey, hero, buddy. Fuck Toko. It's 11 o'clock right now. Okay, and...
Serious?
Oh, well, I was just thinking about when we first found the body. When the body was found, I should look back at what I did this morning to help me remember what that was. All I could remember was 7 o'clock, as usual, and I headed for the dining hall pretty soon. Once I got there, I met up with Hina. That was right around 7:30. Then I headed to the gym where everyone else was waiting. Next, Toko went to get to the pickaxe, and that's when she found the body. What time was it then? It was just before 9. We left the gym, yeah, just before 9.
You know?
Yes. The body was found at 9. Okay. Sounds good to me. We looked at mostly everything. We didn't talk to Toko. There's a panel that controls the sprinklers. We said to turn on 7:30 every morning, and Monokuma said the time possibly change. Hold on. The sprinklers turn on 7:30 each morning, right? Then if the body was here, then the sprinklers should have gotten it wet. Which means the murder must have taken place. Oh. Can we tell him this kind of info?
In other words.
What do you mean? Do I need to talk to you, Toko? I thought you gave me... Yeah, I knew it. You gave me, like, jack shit. I looked at everything, I'm pretty sure. What am I missing? Well, there, I'll double check that later. Fragments near the dead body. Okay. I gotta check everything. Oh, okay. Is that the course really Kyoko? If that's true. Was that also Yeah, no, it wasn't Kyoko. I doubt it. I will simplify, limit your options.
What?
Okay. Bro, you just said I've seen everything. No, I'll be happy to hear it later. Oh, no. Right there, register the prime suspect after all. Of course, if I were to go with you, that would be a different story. Then will you go with me? Sorry, I have my own agenda to take care of. Find me again later. Oh my god. Can I go check out... Let me go find Broken Monokuma. Let me TP there, like an Enderman. Okay, I'm here. Hey, how you doing, Monokuma? Monokuma's laying this man on the floor, but figured it wouldn't be here. I just found something. What is it? It's what? A bomb? There's one installed in every Monokuma robot, I'm sure. A bomb. And that bomb went missing. There's no doubt about that. The fragments I found in the garden. Everybody's been... What? Kyoko's room. I should head back to the garden. Oh, okay. Okay, back to the garden I go, I guess. Let's go. Hello, I've arrived. Hi, Byakuya. You can go so soon, Byakuya? You wanted to check out Kyoko's room, right? Very well, let's go. Oh my fuck. Oh, wait for me, Byakuya. Yeah, come on. Because I kind of a little bit, kind of stressed. Not really too stressed, kind of worried. Well, and here we go. Thanks. Okay, let me get in Kyoko's room now. What's in... Oh, Kyoko's room's pretty plain. What's this? It's on the table. That's a woodblock decoration.
What?
What's that? What's the purpose does it serve? I think it's probably a key. The lockers that those really traditional public bathhouses use them for their lockers. I want to know. I've never gone to a public bathroom. That doesn't really surprise me. It's hard to picture Byakuya doing something like that.
Certainly
But if it is a
possible.
key, I think I might know what it unlocks. Really? What? Unless I'm mistaken, I'm pretty sure I saw someone in the dojo that might go too. So, the dojo? Are we going to the dojo thing? And here's her bed. I don't see anything interesting, at least not as far as I'm concerned. Okay, cool. I did. Oh, her bathroom? I don't know, under her bed? Really not much to explore. Hey, is there more dialogue? Oh my, more concrete. Oh, I know. Like, go give me something. What is this?
It's true.
Consider someone that could open it, only open it. Oh, found it. What is it? The envelope? Kyo gave it to me. She said if something ever happens, I should open it. Well, something has certainly happened, so open it. Okay. I opened the envelope and looked inside. Inside it was a single piece of paper. Under the sheets. That's all that was in there? Yeah, it looks like it. Under the sheets, what could it be? But could something be hidden under the bed sheets? A part of me didn't expect to find anything, but as soon as I looked up the sheets, I found a piece of paper. Class 78 registered Ikusaba. Appears to be Mikuro Ikusaba's profile. Yeah, looks like it. It's probably the other thing Kyoko stole when she snuck into the headmaster's room along with the key. Good, you're so annoying. Fine, I'll tell you. It was the key and... Yeah, that's it. The blank thing that Monokuma was talking about. Kyoko said a death without meaning was unappealing. And this is what she left behind. I don't have time for your sentimental indulgences. Hurry up and finish your search. Oh, okay. I made an effort to pull myself together, then look down at the profile sheets. Name Mukuro Ikusuba. Sex female. The ultimate soldier. Although small for her age, she was a military specialist trained in every weapon type imaginable. She showed an interest in the military from childhood and soon found herself completely absorbed in it. In elementary school, she won a survival game tournament and began writing for military magazines. Just before entering middle school, while she and her family were on vacation in Europe, she disappeared. The story of a young Japanese girl being kidnapped quickly took over Japanese media outlets. An intense international investigation turned up no information and she was never found. However, she reappeared in Japan 3 years later alone and completely unannounced. She revealed that she had joined a mercenary group known as Fenrir for those 3 years. She insisted that she hadn't been kidnapped, that she received battle training of her own violation. However, she never revealed why she decided to return home when she did. Mukuro's profile. Okay. The ultimate soldier mercenary crew. This doesn't feel real. The world I grew up in is now completely different dimensions. It's like one's non-fiction, the other is sci-fi. There's no way to ever even compare the two. That's how different this is. That was how I saw things as just an ordinary person, but then never imagined that I would hear the name Fenrir in a place like this. Oh, you recognize it? The Fenrir Mercenary Corps is a collection of battle-crazed warmongers, but they do have their uses, and they always get the job done. That's worth remembering. This is all part of the world totally removed from the one I live in. I have to say, I'm intrigued. Every rumor I've heard says the Fenrir has already
Found it.
Oh, I feel like a hero is becoming a bit player, and a bit player is becoming our hero. Ah, it's you. What have you got in your pretty little hand there? Oh, you found her. You found her profile. So what if we did?
Hey.
Don't freak out on me. I'm not gonna hold it against you or anything. And in case you're wondering, I don't hold it against Kyoko either, even though she stole it and hid it. After all, there's no rule against stealing, is there? But who I care forgive it. It's Miss Ogami who broke the rules and busted it into the headmaster's room. Maybe I'll drag your corpse out here and slice it up and devour it. Bears are ominous, you know.
What?
Are rule violations really so unforgivable? You're quite adamant about those regulations of yours? Of course I am. A proper school life is built on the dedication to organization and order. Which is why I even had the school headmaster have to follow the regulations myself. Oh, so you're saying you have to follow your own rules as well?
Of course.
Absolutely. I can't have you complaining about how unfair it is, and now can I? In fact, on the subject of fairness, would you like to know something interesting? Interesting? It's about the one writing all the rules. They're actually one of the participants in the killing game. I don't think it ever actually told you how many participants there actually were, did I? I was thinking I should probably clarify that. When you all first got together in the main hall right back then, there were 15 people right there. I think that first meeting we had led to a little misunderstanding among you all. Misunderstanding, are you saying?
In other words.
That's right, there were actually 15 of you.
Yes, indeed.
The total number of students taking part in this killing game were actually 16. 16
Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student.
lying hidden somewhere in this. Yeah, I heard this line 1,000 times. The 16th student Mukuro Ikusaba. She's part of the school life, so one making all the regulations is... Why?
Huh?
Did you say something? Why are you telling us this? Well, because, like I told you, this killing game is really popular. You wouldn't believe this ratings. And since we got so many viewers now, I wanted to make sure everyone was on the same page. I don't want to wake up to a hurricane of complaints and hate mail, you know?
Yes, indeed.
Makes sense? Okay, then let's all get you for now. Oh, actually, I do have some revenge to get, so I have some extra bonus for you. Revenge. I want to get back for the sneaky Miss Kirigiri, so I'm gonna share a little secret with ya. Seriously?
Hey.
You know how she wears those stupid gloves day in, day out all the time? Well, don't tell anyone, I told you, but she wears them to cover a bunch of hideous scars that she doesn't want anyone to see. What? Okay, now that's all you get. Monokuma's account has been added to the truthful section of your handbook. No, wears those gloves to cover up a bunch of scars? Wait, so on the back of her hand, that tattoo. Wait, but no, Monokuma's basically said they were scars, right? That's why Kyoko wore those gloves to hide the scars, which means those fake nails on the corpse. Are you thinking about Kyoko again, huh?
What?
Forget about her. What matters right now is uncovering Monokuma's trap. His trap?
Such ignorance.
God must really have hated you to make you so dull. Don't you remember how Monokuma said just told us? He said there were 16 students, right? Which means Mukuro was a student here. Obviously, Monokuma was trying to tell us that Mukuro is the one creating the rules to the game. But why would he tell us that, and why now? And he said he wanted us to make things clear so there wouldn't be any complaints later. But the mere fact is, he said that proves that Mukuro is connected to this case. That's why Monokuma revealed the existence of a 16th student. He needs to make sure our investigation fair. Mikuro is related to this case.
certainly
Perhaps she's the
possible.
one who killed Kyoko. What?
Hmm.
That would explain why she would have to have a class trial, wouldn't it? If she's a student and she killed someone, that would make her a part of the school killing game. Mikuro was the killer? She killed Kyoko? Anyone should be able to come with that conclusion, don't you think? In fact, that's exactly what I thought when the investigation first began.
What?
But based on what Monokuma just told us, I've changed my mind.
All clear now.
Mukuro Ikusaba isn't the culprit. Huh? What makes you say that? We thought Mukuro, the ultimate despair, was the mastermind's true identity. But if that's true, Monokuma's behavior makes no sense. Why would the mastermind go out their way to reveal themselves to us? That's a good point.
So in other
Mukuro
words,
giving us information that would raise questions about her being bold, to say the least. It makes more sense, then, to assume that Mukuro isn't the culprit. So that's the trap. They want us to suspect Mukuro and come to the wrong conclusion. So that makes sense to me. The way you said it definitely seems possible. Mukuro isn't killed, and who is it? Well, then I believe our work here is finished. Let's move on. I'm sure the other place is in need of investigation.
let's go.
Okay, let's go to the dojo then. Locker! Where are the lockers at? Okay, where's... 6. It was 6. There are wooden lockers here. They use wood blocks just like those super traditional bathrooms. Looks like there was a key in Kyoko's room that goes to one of these lockers.
I see.
Makoto, do you see the farthest locker to the right? As it little one doesn't have a key in it at the moment. You understand what that means, right? You should probably use the key we found in that locker, right? Well, just try it. Oh, okay. Oh, we'll block key and insert it into the... Oh, perfect. Nice. Open that. Oh my fuck. Holy shit. Okay, there are arrows in here. Looks like 10 arrows in total. Looks like they're made of titanium, which means they're quite strong despite how thin they are. Of course, without a bound, they're nothing but strong little sticks. Strong sticks? Titanium arrows have been added to your truth... Oh, there's something else inside the locker. So why add a ball of duct tape? I wonder what this was used for. Is that a blood stain? That means it would surely be related to the case. This duct tape is related to the case somehow, but how could it possibly be involved? Bloody duct tape. Something wrong? It's very odd, don't you think? Locker was hiding items that were clearly related to the case, but how did the key get to the locker wind up in the victim's room?
Why?
Or perhaps... Pyuaka? Forget it. Come on, we need to continue the next part. Huh? What's the next location?
What?
There's still something we need to look into. It was research on from there. You mean the mercenary group that Mikuro was part of? But how are we supposed to find out about that? Isn't it obvious? What school would you go to do research something about? Research? Are you talking about the archive? That's right, the archive has all kinds of info that the general public can have access
Let's
to.
go.
We only have so much time before the trial begins. Let's hurry. I believe there was a file related to Fenrir somewhere over here. Byaka seemed to know the archive like the back of his hand. Ah, here we go. He clicked return with a file in hand. Okay, so let me speak with you. Let's take a look at this. I have no idea what it says. What language is this? How did you make it all the way through high school without learning a single word of French? I'm pretty sure most high schoolers can't speak French. Well, whatever. I'll read it to you, but I expect you to repay your debt 100 times over. 100 times? Isn't that kind of extreme? Fenrir is an elite fighting unit based out of the Middle East. Unlike military contradictors, they are a fierce group of soldiers who engage in direct combat. They claim that a single member is equivalent to an entire company of regular soldiers. Just like Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok, their mere presence is enough to strike fear into any enemy. They have been involved in countless military battles and operations, most of which are highly classified. However, some time ago, they completely ceased all activity. At present, their continued existence cannot be confirmed. There are unconfirmed reports that the key members of the group were all neutralized. Rumors indicate they were all killed to keep them from revealing the many state secrets they acquired. Some, however, believe there was mounting internal tension within the group and they simply imploded. Okay.
What?
What is it? That just sounds like some kind of alternative reality. Well, it isn't. This is our reality, the only reality. These people are a part of our world. Their battlefields aren't much different from our lives here. An unpredictable, unimaginable world. That's what makes it all exciting. Exciting definitely isn't the word I would use. So did anything jump out at you? This may be your last opportunity to learn about Fenrir. Now that you mention it, the report says something about where the Fenrir comes from, right? That's right, it's the Fenrir is the Wolf of Ragnarok. Speaking of which, would you like to know something interesting related to that? To know, they're a member of each team. Each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body. Their body is Mukuro. Wait, they got a tattoo of Fenrir? That could mean trial time. Yeah, class trial.
Time is utterly silent,
Oh.
and yet it constantly assaults us, organisms, the earth, natural phenomena. It damages us little by little until the end. You should really think about that. Anyway, it's time to begin the class trial. So, please meet up in the usual spot. See you later.
Okay, here we go. Class trials beginning. Okay. No time. This is all one video right here. Investigation trial room. Perfect. We got this. Yeah. We just get right into it. The body's not Kyoko. Oh, there he is. Or what? Now get me in that trial room. Okay. I made you wait. You all got it backwards. You're the ones making me wait, huh?
In other words,
If everyone arrived, we can't start till everyone's here. Now we can. What are you talking about? Everyone is here. We all been waiting for you. Sorry, but you're wrong. I've been waiting for 10 minutes now, so if it's okay, if I punish the one making all that's right, we all agree it's a violation. I'll arrange punishment now. Then we heard a voice.
Hey.
Kyoko. I'm here and no rule's been broken. I fucking knew she wasn't dead. Kyoko, you're still alive. No, that's a good ghost. Stop talking. Want to fight you at the class trial? You need to save some fun for later, right? I think it'll be fine. What school regulation did I violate? Okay, get to the elevator now. It's time. I knew Kyoko. I knew my wife wouldn't get killed like that. Come on. Okay, let me get to the trial. Okay. Well, hold up. Calm your titties. Okay. Hi, Kyoko. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, let's do that. Listen, before we get started, I may have to ask you. Where have you been this whole time? I used that key of yours to go somewhere, didn't you? So,
Correct.
would you investigate the second floor of the dorms? Second floor?
That's right.
There aren't any monitors or cameras there, so I was able to avoid Monokuma completely. Of course, I also missed his announcement because of that. I had no idea a body has been discovered. Then, when did you find out?
So,
Just now, I finished my search and came back down just in time to hear the class trial announcement. Took some time to go over to the crime scene first. I can't go to a trial completely uninformed, can I? Actually, to be precise, not quite.
in other words,
I use Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the school.
Just a second.
Hey, what are you two doing? Hurry up. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's do this. No, we're about to kick ass in this. The door slid shut. Here it is, just the 6 of us. The sound of the clunking was loud enough to hurt my ears, and the dread again began to consume me again. Can I ever imagine getting used to it? Yep, we just stood there silent and still, and in a minute period of time, the doors opened without warning. The dazzling light penetrated every depth of my eyes. But it wasn't the illuminating light of hope. Okay, it was the blinding light of despair. Oh, what the fuck is this trial room?
I can't wait.
The time for punish jokes and jabs is that. Yeah, get on with the show. And so, the current opened for the 5th time. A deadly judgment. A deadly deception. A deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle. A deadly defense. A deadly faith. A deadly class trial. Hell yeah. Let me say that shit real fast. We got a new ability, which was called, where is it? Yeah, it's not gonna be useful to me at all, because I don't really use it that much. Okay, do I get to see Monokuma file? No, okay, I don't. We have 250 coins left. Here we go, trial time.
Let's
Begin with the-
basic. If you can, Okay.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim. First,
Okay.
we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
Mikuro Ikusaba.
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
You stupid?
But Kyoko's standing right there.
No, that's a ghost.
Dot.
She has legs and stuff.
Well, that's just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology. There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Oh my god, why do we even have to prove this? One important trait Kyoko has that proves the body doesn't belong to her is Kyoko's gloves.
I got it! I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
and would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion. I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
There's no way that corpse was Kyoko, but if I can't prove why, we're going to be stuck here and the case won't be moved forward. So I don't have any choice but to. Oh my fucking god, why is this actually a thing? Holy shit. Tattoo in the right hand. Maybe. I assume it's a tattoo in the right hand.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
This entire discussion is
So,
idiotic.
it's about the gloves.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
Boom, the nails.
That's wrong.
The fake nails. She wouldn't be able to fit gloves on.
No, there's no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Yeah, I agree with Byakuya on
Okay,
this one.
So then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
I gave me the tattoo on the hand. Yeah, right there. Perfect. Okay, start us off.
If Kyoko really is still alive, then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out.
I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file.
True.
Well, if we can't identify the body...
Oh shit, I missed
Then
that.
there's nothing else we can do, right?
Yeah, I know what one it is. Yes, we can! It's Mukuro Ikusaba! I did not say that correct. Okay, cook
There
Makoto.
was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
What? For real?
If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
A cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
She's just being stupid.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog?
Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Huh.
Seriously? They really did something that humiliating?
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
Ah, should become clear. If you compare the tattoo to other information, if we compare it to Mukura, you can see his profile.
I got it!
Yeah, okay, let's go. I'm correct.
Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
Nerpen's Fenrir is... Ah, shit. Ah, shit. Wolf? Oh, it was a wolf. Is that an E? That's an F. A wolf. I did not remember it full, honestly. I was just like, oh, what's another dog? Wolf. Okay, perfect.
The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
Yes.
Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast. He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
A wolf tattoo. Then that means...
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf. Which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
What? Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a cool-ass trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place.
He was the ultimate soldier.
After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right? ...
Dot.
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
And who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time? And when she finally turns up, she gets killed.
Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But no matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
Nope. There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
I think Kyoko did it.
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
I'm gonna say myself.
I got it! You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis.
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
Exactly so.
Well, the suspects are now me and Kyoko. Damn it, I can't let this stand. Somehow I have to clear my name.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at... Well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock. So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Oh, but what time did we find the body?
9 o'clock.
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went to go get the pickaxe.
So what time was the body discovered? 9 o'clock.
I got it! The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, if we left the gym, it's just before 9 o'clock, so it's probably 9 on the dot now. Yep.
He's was right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? Oh yeah, right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
Murder actually happened between 10 a.m. and 9 a.m. And I don't have an alibi till that. Okay, then it looks like the game has begun. If I can't prove an alibi for that period, then I just have to prove the murder didn't happen during the time I don't have an alibi. To do that, I have to make it clear when the body ended up in the garden. The sprinklers go off at 7:30. Oh, thank you. Give me that sprinkler one.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
What? Oh, wait.
We've established a time frame.
Oh.
It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock and
Wrong.
No, that's wrong. Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30.
I don't have a
every morning.
suspicion.
So
I
if the
think
body had
Kyoko's
been
the
in
one that
garden
murdered him.
before, then it should have been
If it wasn't
completely
Kyoko, then it was Monokuma.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How?
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my entire existence?
Man, you're totally wacko.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why!
I need to prove it wasn't. Yeah, I can tell you why. It was because we splashed water on it due to the fire. Bowl time. Oh. Okay.
I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me?
Yep, that's exactly what I'm trying to do.
Nothing. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything. Hold on. Are you trying to blame me?
Yeah. No. I'm not trying to do that, but I'm trying to beat your ass right now.
How can you say?
Oh.
This should prove it.
Okay. Yeah. Take that, little bitch boy. Hitting that high note.
Just remember what the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers. The top half of the body
It was
was
wet, yes. But the bottom half of the body completely dry.
If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac!
I'm so sick of her.
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because while the body was still on fire,
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
Who's the only one without an alibi, which would mean that Mikuro's killer is... No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone
I'd
that's...
just like to say one thing. If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen.
Huh?
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial. Something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Huh?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm listening.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
A tarp. Oh, it was a tarp.
I got it! You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean. This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
Oh shit. Why would she want me to make me look like the killer? No, I can't think about that right now. That tarp. If it was used the way Kyoko said, the tarp must have been touched the body, right? But the body...
Wait. Something's not right.
And what might that be?
Can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't summon, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I have to refute what Kyoko said. The blood on the tarp would have gotten bloody. Before the body explosion, maybe?
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
I think that last part.
Dirty.
Sucking cock, sucker, bitch, punt, cunt. Okay.
Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it.
Uh-huh.
Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Yakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you.
Correct.
If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
Huh? Most
What
cam.
if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
You mean someone else's blood? Where?
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurses.
Ah, shit.
That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
They cut themselves? What would it be? Right there in the garden. Would it be the chicken coop? You killed the chicken?
I got it!
No fucking way.
Could have been chicken blood?
What? Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens. But after the murder, there were only 4.
So, you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood? Man, that's messed up.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
They covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
I think so. Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off. But the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body, the coat they'd already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Maybe. But still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
The suspicion falls back on me again, but why? Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? I don't understand. Disguised dead body's been added to the truth board
Well then,
section.
it looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
Oh,
See? Pretty good idea, right?
no, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
The one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right?
Shit, yeah, that was
According
mine.
to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back. So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before. That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
And then, yeah, they gave it to me.
It's the knife we gave to Makoto?
Dot, dot, dot.
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah,
Then why did you hide that fact?
it's not that I hid it. It's just...
I'm sure what,
Suspicious! Very suspicious indeed. The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
Oh, I'm cooked. Considering everything up till now, I should be able to make it clear. Not to prove that I didn't murder anyone, I'm not the killer. Oh, goddamn.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
Oh
If he
no.
did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's
Yeah.
no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
Okay, let's go. Okay, I didn't catch anything there. We already established that the coat was put on the body after the tarp was removed. Which means when the knife was thrust through the coat into the body.
Stab is what killed.
No.
I
it's
think
wrong.
that's it. Yeah, well, no, I know it's it. Now it's right, but...
Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed
I thought it
Mukuro.
was. Go ahead,
That
explain.
should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her.
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp, and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Okay, fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body,
What point are you
the knife
making?
had been thrust through the coat along with the body. Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
According to Monokuma file, I guess.
The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it sure did. I totally forgot about that.
Then the knife...
Was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her. Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kinda goes back to the beginning, but... What's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic level spontaneous combustion!
I might be dumb, but even
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
So when I started, I could think of the explosion. Ba 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 there.
I got it! After the explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right? That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Huh? You know,
I don't even know what that is.
That's only natural. Because, of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma.
Did we?
It's part of a bomb.
oh, then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that is the only other possible suspect. You, Kyoko.
Dot dot
Hold
dot.
on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through.
That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
Fine. I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
Dot dot dot. Well, ultimately killed the victim. I need to concentrate. Ain't no way this is an absorbable with nah, ain't no fucking way this
Then
is what
shall
I'm...
we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
No, I don't want that.
I guess.
Well, yeah.
Shoot that off.
She was
No
already
one needs that.
totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Wait, the Monokuma
Oh, yeah.
file did say it was a back.
According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that,
And this would line up to the first
victim has
part.
suffered countless wounds across her entire...
then shall we continue?
Continue the debate?
The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't...
Has yet to be determined.
No, that's wrong. Mukuro died because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
Yes.
But then, what was the murder weapon?
The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe!
How is that even possible?
I can tell you what it was metal arrows.
Well, maybe they held...
No way! The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power. I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with the metal end and call it an accident.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground, and spit on it.
Bleh.
I feel the same way! Looks like we're on the same page this time.
Seriously?
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
We already know? I knew we could count on you, Master.
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon?
Yeah, because you were with me during the time. It was the arrows we found.
I got it! Mukuro was hit in the back of the head with something. And that's what killed her.
Yes.
And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
An arrow? That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
Are you sure? That sounds kind of weird.
Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master? You have no right!
I'm not back-talking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
I don't blame Hina for doubting it, but there's one more thing about that weapon. One more secret. Let's find it. Bloody, bloody duct tape, maybe?
The titanium arrow.
Yes.
It was in the dojo locker, right?
Yes.
I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Correct.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, 'cause in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right?
Yes.
It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Talking back to Master. You have
Interesting.
no right!
Interesting. Just that's a tame arrow, wouldn't it be if it was just nearly thick enough, which is why they used
The titanium arrow.
bloody duct tape.
It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced.
Well, 'cause it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too...
Boom.
No, that's wrong.
They brought the duct tape around the thing to make it look thicker than it was.
You're right. Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
Another weapon?
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled-up wad of duct tape. The killer probably used this duct tape to bind multiple arrows together.
Yeah, that too. Now,
Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe. And that's exactly what the killer did.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks. One stick is weak, but put them together and they become strong.
Damn, that's harsh.
How is it harsh? Are you even listening?
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon. As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker,
Kyoko had the key.
It was you, Kyoko.
I've never been to the dojo.
Oh no, you absolutely have.
There you have. I talked to you in
How
there.
can you say that with such confidence?
Because we have proof, of course. Don't we, Makoto?
Yep, I have the woodblock key.
Hmm?
Yep.
Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer. You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to. The death of us all, remember?
Of course I remember.
Then show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
Yes. I do. I very well do have the evidence, Byakuya. It is the woodblock
I
key.
got it. The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is right here. The key to the dojo locker.
And how does that prove anything?
Because I found it in your room.
It was in my room?
Don't bother trying to play dumb. That key is just the final piece of the puzzle. Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive, your attempts to frame Makoto for the crime. This all proves that you are the true culprit. You can't explain this away, so just give up.
Hold on a second.
Not this again. You really are dead set on defending her, aren't you?
No, it's not that I want to defend her. It's just there's one more thing I need to ask her. Kyoko, I want you to tell me something. Last night, you were in my room, weren't you? Why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know.
I was just protecting you.
What?
She was protecting me? What does that mean? She knew I was being attacked. She came to my... Could that be when... Which would mean that Kyoko, she killed someone for me.
That's enough. The time for idle chatter is over. A verdict is close at hand.
Wait. I'm warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
No.
Really? But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it. Can you tell me I'm wrong?
I should know?
What? What does that mean? When the body was found, 9 p.m. 9 a.m. Whoops.
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct?
Huh.
But could I really have done that?
Yeah, you had the master key to go to all the rooms.
Those words.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit.
No, that's wrong. If I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room.
Huh? Why not?
Because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
I see. So that's what you meant. And if I had the key to your room...
Then obviously I had no way of getting in. Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself. Am I wrong?
It would appear not.
Then you're finally starting to understand. ...
No, that's not actually true. There's a clear contradiction when Kyoko just said told us was an obvious lie, because she had the mastermind key, meaning she could get into... Because she's the killer, or is it something else? Was there something deeper meaning in hidden what Kyoko said earlier? If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of the school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let this happen. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us. The mastermind's trapped. The mastermind's trying to trap Kyoko, but what if that's not really true? What can I do? What should I do? What should I... The mastermind's trapped. The victim was Mikuro and Kyoko killed her. What does Kyoko really know? What am I supposed to do? Kyoko's lie? Am I the only one who knows it's a lie? Am I the only one who can expose it? But who can I trust? What am I supposed to do? The mastermind's trap. We're trying to avoid danger. Let it go. Have to believe in Kyoko. There's no way she would kill someone. There has to be some secret here, something that has to do with the mastermind's trap that Kyoko mentioned.
Does no one have a rebuttal? Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact? I see. So you still refuse to accept it. I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room. That it was someone else.
But who else could it have been?
I mean, Byakuya had a room key, right?
You! What are you trying to imply?
But of course I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time. I couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's room.
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
There's only one other possibility I can think of. Someone could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
What?
It had to be Makoto, right?
I don't see any other option.
Wait a second. You've got it all wrong. Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
Huh? A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you?
Ooh,
Mukuro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead. And then we're thrown into a trial. And Kyoko even said, it's a trap the mastermind set for us. So that's why this has to be...
Okay, time's up!
Huh?
Uh-oh.
Time's up! Class trial's all over! Everyone can stop talking now!
What? Time's up?
What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
It's because you were late, so we had to push back the start time. So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you.
Voting time?
Oh, shit. Hey, I got an A and everything. Nice. Yay.
Now, who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the
The right choice?
or
Oh, the
the
dreadfully wrong one!
Hey, hold on! What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Oh, shit. Oh, I'm about to get cucked, aren't I? Oh, I'm getting cucked. Oh, shit, I'm getting cucked. Fuck. Uh-oh. What? You think I'm the killer? Sorry, man. Yeah, sorry. It's all your fault. Everyone, you're wrong! You got it all wrong! I didn't do it!
Indeed.
Good job.
Yep.
They got it right? No, I know that's not true. None of this makes any sense. This whole trial doesn't make any sense. It makes perfect sense! It's the same as always. It's just like all the other class trials, and I'm gonna end it the same way. It's time for your heart-pounding, positively thrilling punishment. Wait. Why do I... Kyoko?
I don't expect you to forgive me. I know this is all my fault.
Kyoko?
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
Did she make me kill him? What happened? Ah, fuck. We're getting cocked. Ah, shit. So, great day we're having today. Looks pretty cool, you know. We're kind of just vibing, we're chilling out, you know. We might get crushed like a pancake. Is it too late to apologize for whatever crime I have committed? After school lesson? Oh, nice legs you got there, bro. Don't look behind you. Why is bro turning red? What the fuck is even on the board? I don't speak Japanese, bro. Hey! Alter Ego! Wait. We got saved? Alter Ego saved us? Thought he died. What was that? Yeah, it had to be. Alter Ego. Alter Ego? Dude, fires from that stupid guy. Must have planted it when he invaded my network. Damn it to all hell, I don't believe this. It seems you finally made a miscalculation. No, you miscalculated from the very beginning.
What the heck?
What was that?
In other words...
What I'm saying is you shouldn't have underestimated us. Why are you talking like you've already won? I barely felt a thing, it was a pinch, an itch. This stupid virus is gone now, got it? And so is Makoto. Maybe I didn't get to smash him flat, but you're never gonna see him again. To waste away in a garbage-strewn pit, in a way that's even better, special punishment. But it's still not enough, it's still not satisfied, it's still gonna bring despair to the rest of you, bring despair to the entire world. Is he gone? Hey Kyoko, what's the meaning of all this? What the hell is going on?
Calm down.
Okay, we're not the ones being trapped this time, huh?
In other words...
Now it's the mastermind that's ensnared.
What did you say?
What are you talking about?
So...
You'll understand soon enough. Very soon indeed. What up? The massive high school towers all over the other buildings in this bustling urban area. It's like the school stands at the center of the entire world. What the fuck? Hope's Peak Academy. It brings in top students from every field imaginable. Government-funded school of privilege. They say that if you come here and manage to graduate, you'll be set for life with hundreds of years of tradition. It sends the cream of the crop into the workforce every year. It is built to raise hope in the nation's future, which makes Hope's Peak a pretty fitting name. Whoa, there are 2 things you need to attend to the school. 1, you have to already be attending high school. 2, you have to be very best at what you do. No ordinary student should enroll here. The only way is it's guided by the school itself. What is going on? Is this a flashback? And sitting there at the gate of the ultimate school filled with the ultimate students was me. What happened? How are we here? What? Where am I? I woke up with my head resting on a hardwood. I felt heavy. What is going on? Yeah, that's a good question, Makoto. What is going on? Oh, there we go. That's more fitting. Okay. Finally. I could finally feel my mind and body start to come back together again, and then I was awake. Or was this just another dream? A dream inside a hopeless nightmare? No, this isn't a dream. I could tell because the stench invading my nostrils was too powerful for a dream. What an awful smell. I was in a vast dark cavern with the barest hint of light seeping in. Trash was piled high all across the area. This must be some kind of underground garbage pit. The heck of a situation to find myself in. But that was just the beginning of my problems. Was I going to be stuck in here until I wasted away and died? No, I can't let that happen. Not after what my good friend went through to save me. I remembered all too well and what happened. Alter Ego saved me. And he used up the last little bit of his strength to do it. No, I can't give up now. For myself and for my friend, and with that, my pursuit of survival began. First up, was to start looking for a way out of here. Why not give me a fucking option here? I guess the fucking door there? Rattle, rattle, it's locked. Rattle, rattle. Yeah, no fucking shit, Sherlock. Really? What made it obvious? Oh my, there's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. But that was pointless too. Next, I searched for some water. I'm gonna be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are all around bad idea. Again, pointless. I feel like I'm blocked in on all sides. That's enough reason to give up because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was go to sleep. My sleep was deep and that was the only way to preserve what little strength I had left. After not being able to eat or drink, I can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed. And I think I did was sleep. And sleep, it was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out the sky. However, from what fell from the sky wasn't a sign, not exactly. A crunch. What the? The strange sound pierced my silent isolation, drawing me awake. I watched the pile of garbage jolt in some odd shape. Did something fall down over there? Something fell from up above. What could it have been? Did a giant piece of trash just fall down here? I can't fully stretch my hand out. Whatever it was tumbled down with me.
Just a second.
A giant piece of oh, that's Kyoko. Before we even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was. Kyoko?
Indeed.
Look like you're doing better than I expected. What are you doing here? Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. You got a bit of garbage in your hair. ... She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then faced me again. First, I have something for you. Go ahead, eat it. We can talk once you're finished. So, thank you. I snatched the bread and water like she was holding it out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way towards my stomach. Whew, that really hit the spot. Now I've got all the energy I need to keep going. So you still haven't given up then, huh? Of course not. After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is all I'm good at. Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. Okay, what brings you down here? But Kyoko, why'd you come to rescue me? To pay a debt. Or no, to atone. Atone. During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. So, you knew that I knew.
Indeed.
But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you. I abandoned you. Don't say that, you didn't abandon me. No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you. But listen, not what I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason I had to survive no matter the cost. Why did you have to survive? I'll tell you everything. The reason I have to survive is so that I can do what I came to the school to do. What? I made up my mind to come to Hope's Peak Academy for one very important reason. So you have some reason for coming to Hope's Peak.
Indeed.
That's right, at least I did once. So recently I'd forgotten what it was. You forgot, but that's... Yep, that's true. Then it really is true. You lost your memory.
Makoto.
Do you remember, Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we were at the school? The first thing? Talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted, and when I woke up, I was trapped here.
That's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself. A disconnect. Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to the school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what you make you forget all that? Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seemed too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
Indeed.
I don't think, I'm positive, it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. But why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I can come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability. Somehow they would interfere with the mastermind's plans. So the mastermind just stole them from you.
However,
And it could also mean somehow my memories may be connected to the mystery of the school and the mastermind. Which is why I have to get back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. But if you want to say it's true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
why is that?
If I did that and we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always the chance that the mastermind is actually one of us. What?
Correct.
Well, don't make it too big of a deal. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The mastermind, one of us? If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself.
However,
That being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because among everyone, you were least likely to be the mastermind. That was just intuition, but... Ah, I see. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind.
I should understand everything. My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
It's just like the dream I had before, but why did that just happen?
listen.
Are you okay? Oh yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right? ...
Hey.
Even now, I still trust you, you know. It's just, I'm not used to relying on others. I know I never asked you for help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. Can we just get out of here now? More talking? Okay, you said you had a reason for doing all that, investigating on your own, so how did that turn out? Were you able to remember anything?
So,
I think there's a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. You mentioned your ability. My ability. What everyone should have known me for. I'm the ultimate detective. The ultimate detective?
correct.
And the reason I came to Host Peak Academy, there was someone I had to find here in the school. You had to find someone? Who?
So,
Well, it was the headmaster of Host Peak Academy. The headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. What?
in other words,
I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Kyoko's dad. Is Hope's Peak's headmaster? Then that explains when Alter Ego told us how he thought the headmaster was involved. I'll find a way. Huh? No matter what it takes, I will find the headmaster, no matter the cost. Oh, okay, I see. My memory hadn't come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. His purpose since now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense.
However-
But listen, Makoto, I want to make this perfectly clear so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said that what I felt based on what I seen when I stuck into the headmaster's room. Then what did you see in there?
so,
The room had been ransacked, the shelves were a mess, the desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know anything had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right?
it's true.
That was my assumption, yes. And to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I'd found. But why there? Because I also found the headmaster's room. This is some kind of map.
Indeed.
It's a layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room along with Mukuro's profile on that key. That map showed that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time, and I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if they were true, that room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check. And that's when I finally remembered. I remember that my purpose was to find the owner of that room, so you went there to see if the headmasters really did have a private room there.
However,
But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or floors. So what it was like, the second part of the school, I mean, it's hard to describe. All I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realized, whatever's going on in the school is more horrific than we ever imagined. What do you mean?
so,
I can't explain it, you need to see it for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. Sounds like it must be important, and really ominous. Okay, well, I assume I'd talk to you more. Once I got the second floor of the dorms, no camera monitors, which I had no idea what was going on. It has to do with Mukuro Ikusaba, doesn't it?
however,
Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi. So then who did kill her?
Anyway,
What can I say for sure? Is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mukuro Ikasaba was to get me killed. Get you killed?
indeed.
I stole that key and disappeared in retaliation. They wanted to draw me out and eliminate. That was the point of the class trial. It was. The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. You mean because of the school regulations?
That's right.
Exactly. With minimal restrictions, you are free to explore the academy at your discretion.
In other words,
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules. That makes it sound like the mastermind themselves is somewhat bound by the school regulations. There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Ikasaba. What's that? There was a point where Mukuro may not have become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto. I could have become the victim?
indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you mean... During the night, I can hear them, you know. The footsteps of God of Death. What? I can hear the God of Death as he moves. The ability naturally draws to me in cases just like this.
Anyway,
Which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell and I saw a white shadow across the corridor. I gave chase right away as I followed it. I saw the shadow go into your room. I ran into your room and I saw what was happening. I interfered immediately, of course. That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to... Whoever the mass assailant was, they ended up dead. And their murder was disguised, and the dojo key was wound up in my room. It was all to be the work of the mastermind, in an attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me. So all this mean that whoever killed Mukuro is also the mastermind,
Indeed.
right? I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. But that's really bad if true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try and kill you because they couldn't interfere, right? You were right. That is a contradiction. It's just... And it's not just Mukuro. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed to be ready to kill you in your dorm. Everything they did is a contradiction. So, what does it all mean?
in other words,
It means the mastermind is one who's been cornered. Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more, and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair. The other ultimate despair? There's no doubt that Mukuro was the ultimate despair, and that she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person.
Indeed.
If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. You're talking about
right.
what happened a year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy, whoever's responsible for that, they're the ultimate despair. That despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair, then they're, make no mistake, they're just one root of all evil that has forced us all to go through this. That is the ultimate despair, and that is our real enemy. A junk food junkie. 100-mile dash. Pain of a junk food junkie. The end. 6 remain. Because I am still alive. Can't kill the greatest of them all, am I right? Dream Island Rocket present. Oh, thank you. Isn't that the execution we saw in the beginning of the game? Yes, we may continue. Okay, that's gonna mark it off for this episode of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. If you enjoyed this episode of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc, make sure you leave a like down below and subscribe. And if you haven't already, join my Discord server, and I'll see you all in the next video. See you guys. Boop!